Picture this, the 14th century, the vast and rich continent of Africa, a time when the Mali Empire was at its peak. Let's journey back, way back to a time when the world was vastly different from what we know today. The 14th century, a remarkable era filled with tales of conquests, discoveries, and the rise and fall of great civilizations. Amidst this rich tapestry of history, Africa was home to an empire that was leaving its indelible mark on the world stage, the Mali Empire. Imagine, if you will, an empire that stretched across the horizon, encompassing modern-day Senegal, southern Mauritania, Mali, northern Burkina Faso, western Niger, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, northern Ghana, and Côte d'Ivoire. This was the Mali Empire, a force to be reckoned with, its influence reaching far and wide. But what made the Mali Empire truly remarkable was its wealth and prosperity, which was so immense that it invoked wonder and amazement amongst both its inhabitants and those who heard tales of its riches from afar. This period, known as the Golden Age of Mali, was a time of unprecedented economic growth, cultural development, and territorial expansion. The wealth of the empire was mind-boggling, derived from its control of trade routes and abundant natural resources, such as gold and salt. The gold from Mali was so plentiful that it was said to be the main source of the precious metal for the entire Islamic world and much of Europe. This prosperity wasn't just reflected in the empire's coffers, but was evident in the flourishing of arts, education, and architecture, making Mali a beacon of culture and civilization during the medieval period. Cities like Timbuktu and Jenne became thriving centers of learning, attracting scholars and artists from across Africa and beyond. At the heart of this influential empire, one man stood tall, Mansa Musa, the richest man in history. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the life of this extraordinary ruler and his impact on the world. Mansa Musa, a name that would echo through the ages, was not born into greatness, but rose to it. Born in the 13th century, Musa was far from the throne, a distant royal relative with little expectation of ruling. However, destiny had other plans. When the reigning king embarked on a perilous expedition, he entrusted young Musa as his deputy. As fate would have it, the king never returned, and Musa ascended to the throne, proving that greatness often finds those who least expect it. The title Mansa, synonymous with sultan or emperor, was more than just a ceremonial honor. It was a testament to the beholder's power and influence. Mansa Musa was not just a king, he was the Mansa, the absolute ruler of the Mali Empire, a realm that spanned modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, and Guinea. This title was not just handed to him, it was earned, a testament to his leadership and vision. In the early years of his reign, Mansa Musa's focus was on strengthening his position. He knew that the foundation of his rule would determine the future of the empire. He worked tirelessly to consolidate his power, to unify the diverse tribes under his rule, and to ensure the stability of his vast empire. He implemented fair laws, promoted trade, and invested in education. His rule was characterized by a profound sense of justice and a desire to uplift his people. But his ambitions were not limited to the borders of his empire. Mansa Musa had a vision for Mali that would transform it from a regional power into a globally recognized entity. He knew that to achieve this, he needed more than just military might. He needed wealth, wisdom, and a strong cultural identity. With a firm grip on the throne, Mansa Musa was ready to lead the Mali Empire to unprecedented heights. His reign was just beginning, and the world was yet to witness the true greatness of this extraordinary leader. Scene script: Mansa Musa's reign was not just about unimaginable wealth, but also about wisdom and expansion. As the ruler of the Mali Empire in the 14th century, Mansa Musa held sway over a realm that was, quite literally, worth its weight in gold. The empire was home to a significant number of gold mines, and Mansa Musa's command over these resources led to him being recognized as one of the wealthiest individuals in human history. But his riches were not hoarded or squandered. Instead, they were used as tools for expansion and development. Under Mansa Musa's leadership, the Mali Empire grew in size and influence. He embarked on numerous military conquests, extending the boundaries of his empire. Yet his rule was not one of tyranny or bloodshed. Mansa Musa was a man of peace, who believed in the power of diplomacy and negotiation. His reign was marked by stability and prosperity, and he ensured that the fruits of his empire's wealth were shared among his people. But perhaps the most enduring aspect of Mansa Musa's reign was his commitment to education and knowledge. Believing that wealth without wisdom is meaningless, he made significant strides in fostering a culture of learning within his empire. In the city of Timbuktu, he established the University of Sankore, which soon became a beacon of knowledge and learning in Africa. The university attracted scholars from far and wide who gathered under its auspices to study a range of subjects, from mathematics and astronomy to theology and philosophy. This focus on education transformed Timbuktu into a vibrant intellectual hub. And it's no exaggeration to say that the city owes much of its historical significance to Mansa Musa's vision and patronage. Mansa Musa's reign was a golden era, not just in terms of wealth, but also in knowledge and culture. His story serves as a reminder that true wealth is not just about material possessions, but also about the wisdom to use them for the greater good. It's a legacy that continues to inspire, centuries after his passing. One event stands out during Mansa Musa's reign: his pilgrimage to Mecca, a journey that shook the world. In the year 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on a pilgrimage that would etch his name in the annals of history. His caravan was a spectacle to behold. It stretched into the horizon, consisting of tens of thousands of people, including soldiers, heralds, entertainers, merchants, camel drivers, and slaves. His entourage was so grand, even the dust stirred up by their march could block out the sun, and the wealth he distributed? Simply staggering. Gold, the symbol of Mansa Musa's vast wealth, was generously handed out. From Cairo to Mecca, he dispersed gold to the poor, bought souvenirs, and generously tipped his hosts. This spontaneous and lavish distribution of wealth caused a flurry in the local economies. The sudden influx of gold devalued the metal, causing a decade-long gold recession. But the journey was more than a display of wealth. As Mansa Musa passed through the regions, he left a profound impact. His interactions with local leaders and scholars helped to foster diplomatic relationships. He invited scholars from around the world to Mali, encouraging a vibrant intellectual and cultural exchange. His pilgrimage was not without challenges, however. In Cairo, he had to navigate delicate political waters with the Mamluk Sultan. Yet, Mansa Musa's diplomacy and generosity won the day, further elevating his status among the world's leaders. The pilgrimage to Mecca was a journey of faith, wealth, and power. It was a journey that showcased the prosperity of Mali under Mansa Musa's rule. It was a journey that demonstrated the strength and influence of a ruler from a region previously unknown to many. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage put the Mali Empire on the world map, literally and figuratively. His journey was more than just a pilgrimage. It was a statement of power and wealth that reverberated across the world, forever etching the name of Mansa Musa and the Mali Empire into world history. As all great stories come to an end, so did Mansa Musa's, but his legacy lived on. In the twilight years of his reign, Mansa Musa continued to rule with a combination of wisdom and wealth that was unprecedented. His golden touch extended not only to his own personal fortune, but also to the prosperity of the Mali Empire. When he finally departed this world, he left behind an empire that was immensely richer and more influential than the one he had inherited. The impact of Mansa Musa's reign on the Mali Empire and Africa as a whole cannot be overstated. Under his leadership, the Mali Empire became a beacon of wealth, culture, and learning, attracting scholars and traders from far and wide. His reign saw the establishment of universities and libraries in Timbuktu, making the city a center of learning in Africa. His influence extended beyond his empire's borders, shaping trade routes and political alliances across the continent. But it's not just Africa that felt the impact of Mansa Musa's reign. His legendary wealth and the tales of his extravagant pilgrimage to Mecca made their way to Europe, leaving an indelible impression. His image was even included in the 1375 Catalan Atlas, one of the most important world maps of medieval Europe, marking him as a globally recognized figure of wealth and power. Today, Mansa Musa's legacy endures in the annals of world history. His reign is a testament to the grandeur that Africa has achieved and the potential it holds. His story challenges the often one-sided narrative of African history, reminding us of a time when an African king was the richest and arguably the most influential man in the world. Mansa Musa, the richest man history has ever known, left behind a legacy of wealth, wisdom, and a golden age that still shines brightly today.